Mr. Parsons,
Hello, Ferney.
welcome to my man cave, studio, office, whatever you want to call it. Come on in.
Well, give me the tour, sir.
Well, there's not much to it, probably for me, because I'm used to being here day and night, and sometimes both day and night at the same time. But it's very simple. This is a detached garage. The prior owner had a shop in here, and when I moved in some 5.5 years ago, I decided to just start kind of cleaning it up, finishing up walls, cables, just without knowing this COVID was going to hit. And now that this happened, I moved my office from my house out here to the garage. But I added lights and modified in a way that it's going to be good for both teaching classes and prepping for testing. And when we have jobs out there, I have everything in here. So, well, most of this space is just workspace. This is an old shop table that I had. I have good power everywhere and enough that I can charge batteries and test devices. And I did wire the entire place around so I can plug in APs, switches, routers, whatever I need to test. And also, since we're always tinkering with stuff, sometimes I have to cut pieces of metal on brackets and things. Then I have tools in here that I can use. Of course, this is temporary. This is for some testing we're going to be doing, but also the space allows for having like this rack mounted here constantly. I don't have to leave my car out. More tools, as I was mentioning, we're always doing stuff with tools, and here I have all kind of cutters and cabling tools, all kind of screwdrivers and testers and stud finders and punch down tools and all kind of tools that we need for what we have.
What's this big flying saucer thing you got here?
Okay, this big flying saucer thing is one of the old Zeros arrays. This one is a 12 radio array. Since when I'm teaching a class in a hotel, for instance, there's plenty of interference to show for. Here in my office is very limited, so I had to generate some signals. And this is a good device because I have 12 radios that I have generating multiple ones. So I use this to test and show the beacon overhead and show the interference that we can cause with our own devices, along with others that I have on the top. This is kind of like a server station. I have one of the Raspberry Pis and a Microsoft server with ESX running in here, and more space for testing APs. And this is the rack where I keep all my stuff handy. When I'm in class, showing, for instance, the psychics. So I can just grab here and grab a psychic. And yes, this is how I have mine set up with the psychic plate. And I show him what I've done with mine to set it up in a way that it's not hanging, not swiveling from side to side. It's just, from the back, out of the way, and I have the cable in my computer or iPad or iPhone now that we use that. Sometimes students that we have in class, they haven't seen certain devices. So, like for instance, if we talk about one of the hospitality APs, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, well, this is, for instance, a regular size AP, and this would be one of the hospitality ones, one of the smaller ones that turn into a faceplate, and I have the ability to show stuff as we move around. Also, most of this stuff stays here, but when we are traveling, we carry, of course, limited amount of stuff. And I just keep it organized here in a way that when I need to do spectrum analysis, for instance, I can grab devices and generate signals like the Wi-Fi metrics or the HackRF with the PortaPack batteries, and then I just keep everything here organized. I don't have to pack and put stuff in drawers. If items like the Wi-Fi pineapple comes into conversation, then I can show for it. And guys, many people are not familiar with this type of devices, so we can discuss it and show it as we go through class. Also, this rack, of course, initially I just had the rack and the cables for the office, but it also has become useful in class. because again, many people that come to class, they come to learn this stuff because they're not familiar with what an AP is, when we talk about a rack, when we talk about a controller, when we talk about PoE and some of this stuff, we can just show the rack and how to properly terminate and do things. And then here is like the my main work area. Let's start with this device. This device was a Father's Day present, and it's a oil diffuser. It's actually very relaxing, and it provides relaxing aromas where I'm here teaching day or night. And also keep some of these devices handy as, again, conversations come up. I can also show some legacy devices that I keep. And then I have my video camera that I use for Zoom meetings, and I got me one of these tables this is one of the IKEA tables, and I spend most of my time standing during class, so this table gives me the ability to have the lights so that I have a clear image, but also as I move the table up or down based on what I'm doing, the lights go with the table. So I don't have to move the table and then adjust the lights. The lights are already adjusted the way they're supposed to. Also, I have the iPad. I use the iPad as well for whiteboarding and doing my presentations in there. I also have a big TV where I can have all of my students all the time, so they can raise their hands and I can just interact with them and give them also a more like in-class experience, that they just raise their hands and like, Mark, it's your turn, go ahead, and we interact with each other. And then this here changes all the time, because if it's a troubleshooting class, I have certain devices. If it's a design class, I have different devices, and depending if it's with a customer or some consulting engagement, then I'll have different stuff here to show for.
So do you stand in front of the desk the whole day when you're teaching?
Yes, sir. I actually walk a lot, and since I have the space to move around, I found out that getting one of these microphones, lavalier, in a way that I can just have it on me, instead of using the internal mic, I realized that when I was using the internal mic, as I stepped away to show something, to show an AP, they couldn't hear me very well. So this one is perfect because it doesn't matter where I am in the room. I can be right here and they hear me fine. If I move, because I walk a lot, and when we are given examples of free space path laws, say for instance, if I have an access point here, given this signal, sending these waves in the air, then as I walk all the way to the back of the room or I move closer, the tone, the volume of my voice is the same. So I don't have to yell or that. So this one allows me to just move around. I don't sit much.
Does it work outside too?
It does. I don't know how far. I think I've done some 20 meters out and they can still hear me. So it works. And I also realized that when I'm doing spectrum analysis that I generate signals in 2.4, this one still works because it's like way low frequencies. As a matter of fact, I think I have it right here, 600 megahertz. So it doesn't get affected at all. And that's one of the other things as I walk around, because when I'm showing how to do a survey, I not only tell them how to do it, I set my iPad, I make it a member of the conference, and then I share my screen on the iPad, and then as I walk around doing the survey, they can see on the screen what I'm doing, and they can hear me and see what I have on the screen. So I talk and walk inside the room so they have a reference, and then as I walk around the property and behind the room and checking both sides of what I care about, my office, then they can both see and hear what I am sharing with them.
Well, you're located here in Utah. How about people who are in different parts of the world? How do they take classes from you?
You know, it's very simple, because some people say like, I'm not going to wake up. Like, you don't have to wake up any earlier than you do, because the class is 9 to 5, wherever they are. If they're in Australia, then my hours are like 5 in the afternoon to 1 in the morning. If it's in like Denmark, then they still do their 9 to 5. I do my 1 in the morning till 9 or 10 in the morning. So that's not a problem.
Having a detached garage helps.
It does, because I can be as loud as I want, and I can generate noises and do things as as if it was in anybody's office, but I'm not interrupting my family's sleep. So it really, really helps. This has become my favorite place to spend time. It's my man cave. That's what my daughter calls it, because I come here and I'm gone. They don't even notice. And also, besides of all the stuff we have down here, I also realized that I could use this space up there. And I ended up getting just, low type of equipment that is from Home Depot, the hardware store, and just hanging the lights, hanging the APs and lights and everything from the ceiling down, because initially I had tripods everywhere and I just couldn't walk around. So I ended up just hanging everything from the ceiling. And then I have all kind of bins with, legacy stuff and cables and adapters and things that we men, hoard. And it's handy because also I have my tools. I'm a fan of Milwaukee tools, and I have grinders and saws and drills, and every time we're drilling holes to mount Wi-Fi stands, for instance, or modifying plates, I have everything here. I don't have to go anywhere to get it. So this is my beloved place where I play and work.
Well, thanks for letting us see a little bit into the behind the scenes of your studio / man cave. Where will people find you on Twitter or on the web?
On Twitter, I'm at Ferney, FERNEY _Munoz, MUNOZ. And that's about it. That's probably the easiest way. And I'm under Ferney Muñoz Vergara in LinkedIn. And that's about, the places where I hang out the most. And my email is just Ferney@WLANPros.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.